Love the Eagles as much as we do? Then hit that subscribe button and stick with us at Eagles Nest News for all the drama, updates, and hype all season long. The sports world woke up today to one of the most shocking pieces of news in recent NFL history. The Philadelphia Eagles, a franchise already stacked with talent and ambition, have reportedly pulled off a move that no one saw coming. The acquisition of superstar wide receiver Stefon Diggs from the New England Patriots. That's right, Diggs, known for his fiery personality and electric plays, is now expected to wear the midnight green. The rumor began circulating late last night after several insider accounts hinted that the Eagles' front office had been cooking something big. At first, fans dismissed it as social media noise, another baseless trade theory thrown around during a quiet week. But then, credible reporters started dropping cryptic emojis, and before sunrise, multiple league sources confirmed what seemed impossible just 24 hours ago. Stefon Diggs, one of the league's most dynamic offensive weapons, was leaving Foxborough for Philadelphia. The internet instantly went into meltdown mode, with hashtags like #FlyDiggsFly and #EaglesDynasty trending worldwide. For Patriots fans, it's heartbreak. For Eagles fans, it's a dream come true. Nobody saw this coming, and now everyone's asking the same question. How did the Eagles pull this off so quietly and so perfectly? What makes this story even crazier is how stealthy the Eagles' management was throughout the entire process. General Manager Howie Roseman, already known as one of the most cunning executives in football, managed to keep the operation under total secrecy. No leaks, no whispers, nothing. Reportedly, only a handful of people inside the organization knew about the negotiations with the Patriots, which had been going on for nearly 2 weeks. Insiders claim the deal was sparked after Diggs had expressed growing frustration with his role in New England's conservative offense. He wanted freedom, creativity, and a quarterback who could let him stretch the field, something he apparently found irresistible in Jalen Hurts' play style. The Eagles, on the other hand, were looking for that extra spark to push their already elite offense into unstoppable territory. And now, with Diggs potentially lining up alongside A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, we might be looking at the scariest receiving trio in football. The idea of Hurts throwing bombs to Diggs down the sideline has already sent shivers through defensive coordinators across the league. There's also a deeper, more emotional layer to this move. Stefon Diggs is not just a talented wide receiver. He's a statement player. His intensity, his energy, and his passion often set the tone for the teams he plays on. For the Eagles, a franchise built on grit and heart, Diggs fits right into that underdog warrior mentality. Some reports suggest he even reached out to former teammates in Buffalo and Minnesota for advice before agreeing to the trade, seeking insight into how different environments impacted his performance. What he reportedly heard about Philadelphia, the city's passion, the fans' loyalty, and the team's culture of accountability, convinced him that this was where he could reignite his prime. Fans have already begun flooding social media with edited photos of Diggs in an Eagles jersey, while local Philly bars are planning welcome to the Nest parties. It feels like the city is about to explode with excitement. And yet, the Patriots fan base is left wondering how their front office could let such a weapon walk away. It's not just a trade. It feels like a power shift. Financially, the move makes sense only if the Eagles truly believe this is their championship window. Diggs comes with a hefty contract, one that the Patriots have been reportedly struggling to justify amid their rebuilding phase. For Philadelphia, however, this is about going all in. They've got the pieces, the quarterback, the defense, and now another superstar receiver. Reports indicate that the Eagles might have restructured a couple of deals behind the scenes to make cap room for Diggs' arrival, showing just how calculated this operation really was. The trade details are still surfacing, but early information suggests the Patriots will receive draft picks and possibly a rotational defensive player in return. Still, that feels like a small price to pay for a receiver of Diggs' caliber. It's the kind of move that can redefine a season, a locker room, even an entire era for a franchise. If this gamble pays off, Roseman might cement his legacy as one of the greatest general managers in NFL history. Meanwhile, inside the Patriots camp, the mood appears somber. Bill Belichick's successor, still trying to stabilize a new era post-Brady, now faces another massive challenge, replacing the offensive spark that Diggs brought. Sources close to the Patriots say the locker room was stunned when news broke. Some players apparently found out through social media before the official announcement, fueling frustration and confusion. Diggs was one of the few bright spots in an offense that had struggled to find rhythm and identity. Losing him might send a message that New England is entering a full rebuild mode, a tough pill to swallow for a fan base accustomed to dominance. Yet, there's also talk that Diggs' fiery leadership sometimes clashed with the Patriots' rigid culture, creating occasional tension behind the scenes. Maybe this was inevitable. Maybe both sides needed a fresh start. Still, the timing couldn't be more shocking, especially with the season heating up and playoff implications already on the horizon. Across the league, reactions have been nothing short of explosive. Analysts are already calling the Eagles' receiving core a nightmare matchup and comparing it to some of the greatest defensive units of the past 2 decades. Opponents are reportedly rethinking their entire defensive strategies against Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, who is already in MVP conversations, now gets a legitimate shot at rewriting record books with Diggs on his side. Social media, as expected, is on fire. Memes, highlight reels, and fan predictions flooding every platform imaginable. ESPN and Fox Sports have both cleared primetime segments to discuss the implications, with some pundits even claiming that this trade changes everything in the NFC. Philadelphia fans, of course, are embracing the chaos with open arms. For them, this is more than a trade. It's validation, it's momentum, it's hope. And as the news continues to develop, one thing is clear. The Eagles have just made a statement to the entire NFL. They're not here to play safe. They're here to dominate. Now that the dust is starting to settle, everyone's trying to figure out what this move means for the rest of the season. The Eagles were already one of the most complete teams in football, but with Stephon Diggs in the mix, the possibilities are endless. Imagine the formations, the route combinations, the matchup nightmares this creates. Defensive coordinators will lose sleep trying to figure out who to double, A.J. Brown or Diggs. And if you do, you leave Devonta Smith wide open underneath. It's a lose-lose scenario for any defense. Jalen Hurts, calm and methodical as ever, now has more tools than ever to spread the field. There's talk that head coach Nick Sirianni has been quietly tweaking his playbook for weeks, preparing for a new offensive identity that leverages Diggs' explosive play style. It's as if the Eagles saw a glimpse of what was missing last postseason and decided to fix it overnight. This isn't just about talent. It's about evolution. The Eagles have gone from being a great team to a terrifying one. But let's talk about what this means for Diggs himself. Throughout his career, he's been vocal about wanting to win, about craving an environment that matches his passion and intensity. After his time in Buffalo and New England, both filled with ups and downs, he might finally have found a home that mirrors his energy. Philadelphia isn't afraid of bold personalities. In fact, the city thrives on them. The fans love emotion, they feed off authenticity, and Diggs brings that in abundance. On the field, he's electric, but off the field, he's the kind of player who can rally a locker room, who can light a fire under his teammates when things get tough. Rumor has it that Jalen Hurts personally reached out to him during the trade discussions, assuring him that in Philly, he wouldn't just be another piece. He'd be part of something historic. If that's true, it speaks volumes about the chemistry that's already brewing. This could be the partnership that defines the next few NFL seasons. From a league perspective, this trade has shifted power dynamics in a big way. The NFC, which already looked competitive, now tilts heavily in Philadelphia's favor. Teams like the 49ers, Cowboys, and Lions suddenly find themselves playing catch-up in an arms race they didn't even know had started. It's like the Eagles just dropped a bomb in the middle of the conference and dared everyone else to respond. Some executives are already whispering about how this move might force other contenders to make aggressive trades before the deadline. It's the classic domino effect, one bold decision creating ripples across the entire league. Meanwhile, NFL fans everywhere are tuning in, waiting to see Diggs' debut in Midnight Green. If he hits the ground running, it could set the tone for the rest of the season and make the Eagles the clear Super Bowl favorite. This isn't just a headline anymore. It's a new storyline that could define the 2025 season. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Back in New England, however, the narrative feels much darker. Patriots fans, used to decades of excellence, now face the harsh reality of a team in transition. Losing Diggs not only strips the offense of its most explosive weapon, but also signals a philosophical shift. The Patriots seem to be rebuilding from the ground up, focusing on younger talent and long-term development rather than star power. It's a necessary move, some say, but it's painful to watch for a fan base that built its identity around winning. There are whispers that Belichick's absence has left a leadership vacuum, and this trade only amplifies that. Without a clear offensive leader, questions about the team's future direction are louder than ever. Still, even amidst the disappointment, there's cautious optimism that the draft picks from this trade could become foundational pieces. The Patriots might be down right now, but history shows they're never out for long. Still, this one hurts. Losing Diggs to a powerhouse like Philadelphia feels like salt in the wound. Meanwhile, Philadelphia's fan base is in full celebration mode. The city is buzzing. Radio shows, sports bars, and even morning commuters are talking about one thing and one thing only: Stefon Diggs. It's rare to see this kind of unity, this collective burst of energy from a city already so passionate about its sports. The Rocky spirit feels alive again, pulsing through every conversation, every headline, every chant. Local reporters have even spotted fans camping outside the Eagles facility, hoping to catch a glimpse of Diggs arriving for his first workout. The city skyline was lit up in green and white last night, unofficially marking the start of a new era. It's not just hype, it's belief. Eagles fans genuinely think this could be the missing piece to bring another Lombardi trophy home. And honestly, can you blame them? When a team that's already great adds a player like Diggs, expectations naturally soar. The atmosphere in Philadelphia right now feels electric, almost cinematic. In the end, whether this move leads to a Super Bowl or not, it's already made history. Trades like this don't just reshape rosters, they redefine narratives. Stefon Diggs' journey has always been about proving people wrong, about rising from underestimation to undeniable greatness. Joining the Eagles gives him another chance to write his legacy, not just as a top receiver, but as a champion. For the NFL, this is the kind of storyline that fuels ratings, debates, and endless speculation. Every fan, whether they love or hate the Eagles, will be watching closely. Because when a move like this happens, it's not just about football. It's about energy, emotion, and the thrill of unpredictability that keeps us glued to the game. The Eagles took a massive swing, and if it connects, the entire league will feel the impact. One thing's for sure, the NFL just got a lot more exciting, and all eyes are now on Philadelphia. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.